Okay, this video is to introduce you to the learning management system for the course and just a brief overview of what the course will be like. I've chosen to use, as you can see, the metaphor of a classroom or real classroom, and part of the motivation of this is that these Bitmoji classrooms are kind of the rage now, and another reason is because some of my colleagues have made statements that I think are valid, like teaching online, virtual teaching is so difficult because it's so much different than a real classroom. And in a real classroom, we often use resources within the classroom, like we'll hang an important poster of results on one wall, and on the back wall we might put a summary of what we've done in the past. And we rely on those artifacts within our real classrooms to support students. And students can then look at the poster or use the resources that we've already engaged with to help support them as they go through the class. And I think this is a very valid argument. And so that was one motivating factor for me to set up this virtual classroom, to give a metaphorical nod to the importance of a real classroom. Okay, so what do you see here? By the way, just to be clear, as I'm doing this video, this site is still under construction, which means that I have some of the materials already posted here, but not all of them. You can see over here that there are some resources that we'll be using, for example, the book and so forth. There's puzzles. If I click on that link, I'll get to the puzzles. Let's see. You'll notice that it can direct me to the left side wall or to the right side wall. Let me take a look at the left side wall really quickly. It tells me that I'm looking at the left side wall. The left side wall basically is sort of an organized place where all the materials in the course will be kind of placed. Each chapter will have kind of an overview PowerPoint, which is available for teachers to download and use. There's also a video that goes with the PowerPoint. It's my discussion of the PowerPoint. You could use one or both or neither. It's your choice. And then I usually have some activities that I've inserted that will, in my experience, help students to understand the material in the chapter. There are instructions that go with each activity. Usually those instructions are somewhere between 2 and 3 minutes to explain what they're supposed to do in the activity. Then I'll also have an assignment. Most of the time the assignment will come from the online textbook, but not always, usually. By the way, these videos right here will run in length anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. So hypothetically, you could have 10 hours worth of videos here. Really, there's no expectation that you watch quote-unquote all 10 hours, if that's how much there are. It's really a resource there for you. It's my thoughts on with the perspective of how have my students struggled with this material in this chapter, and what do I think are the main points of the chapter. You may actually have a difference of opinion on what you think are the main points of that chapter, but it won't differ that much, to be honest, and you may experience some different difficulties with your students, but it'll probably be quite a big overlap. In other words, if I see my students struggling with something, it's likely that your students will struggle with it too. So everybody's unique, I get that, but there's some commonality as well. And so the purpose of the left side wall is to provide you with an easy reference. So for example, if I were to click on this, it would take me to the video. If I were to click on this, it will take me actually to the PowerPoint. If I were to click on this, it will take me to the activity. Loading a little slowly, but it'll take me nonetheless to the activity. And so there's the activity. And if I were to click on this, it'll take me to the instructions of the activity. Okay. So that should be self-explanatory once you understand the basics of it. And I just want to point out again, I'm using the metaphor of a real classroom, and that metaphor is motivated by our familiarity with the classroom, and as well as I'm just using it as an organizing metaphor. Okay, so there's nothing deep here. If I go back to the main classroom, you'll notice that I can go to the right side wall. And the right side wall takes me to online resources. So as you're looking at the right side wall, here's your online resources. There's the printed textbook. If I click on it, it takes me to that. If I click to the online textbook, it takes me to that. If I click on the puzzles, it takes me to that, and so forth. You get the idea. Okay, just an organizing feature. That's all. I may put other resources here. Also, I intend this classroom to be under development perpetually. So as we go through each course, teachers will make recommendations to me. Possibly they might say, oh, this is really terrible, I can't use this, or I've got an idea of how it could be better, and I'll just incorporate it into the classroom. And so all of the materials that I'm placing on here are all copywritten. So Mike's book is copywritten. Even my videos are copywritten. But I'm going to give you permission to use them in your classroom for your own personal use and with your students. The only thing I won't give permission for is for you to sell them or to distribute them to other people. So I'm going to give a very narrow use of my copywritten materials, and Mike's doing the same. Yay! He's publishing everything online, so basically you can get everything for free. I'm going to look at the back wall now, and this is still, largely under construction. And so back here I'm going to have what I'm going to call our classroom posters. I've found in the past that hanging up a poster of Fitch rules of inference is really important. Kids will refer to it. I even make them the suggestion of making their own poster, like I guess an own note sheet that they keep next to them, or maybe take a picture of the poster, whatever. And we may put other things back here as well. By the way, every one of these room or walls has a return to the main classroom. All right, that's it. I've just shown you the quote-unquote 4 walls of the classroom. This is going to be fleshed out, and there'll probably be some Easter eggs in there and a variety of different things. The purpose of this LMS or learning management system is just to provide a metaphorical classroom that we will meet in, and I would like to be able to provide resources to you in an organized way, and also some input from you as to the structure of the classroom. By the way, I'm sure all of you do something similar to this, maybe not online, but in your classroom you certainly value the resources of your classroom. And I know that like all teachers, I'm intentional about what I put in my classroom and where I put it. So basically, as I've gained 20-something years of experience, nothing goes in my classroom without an intended purpose, because classroom space is so limited and so valuable, and we don't just throw things in there haphazardly. An outside observer, or maybe an inexperienced teacher, would think, oh, it doesn't matter, we're just going to put some desks and, maybe a number line or whatever. I don't know what's going to go on the wall. But as I'm sure most of you have come to the conclusion, like I have, that everything has a purpose, and if it doesn't have a purpose, it doesn't belong in the classroom. Okay, so that's what I'm going to try to do here virtually. I'm going to try to do the same thing. And I'm also going to try to suggest ways that we can draw parallels between our virtual classrooms and our real classrooms. And obviously using this metaphor makes it easier to do that. For those of you that don't know, Bitmojis, in my opinion, are always sardonic. What I mean is they're always kind of, tongue-in-cheek. And so I never take them seriously. That's why you see me with sparkles around. Okay. I hope everybody perceives them that way as well. Okay. That's it. I appreciate the time that you're taking to take this overview video, and I will talk to you in class. Thank you very much.